What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Links, his likes, and his looks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me in this video. Goes a long way for you. That way, you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. I got to compensate for the fact that I'm leaving you for the rest of the week. Yes, I am heading up Northern California. Gonna go hit a golf ball. It's gonna be really enjoyable. I can't wait. Pebble Beach, what's up? Let's go kick it. Connor Henderson just hit a home run. That's a good thing. 4-3 Baltimore. They were up 3-0. For all you lock people the night before, get on those lines early. I'm telling you, plus 105, plus 110, both of them way better than the minus 104 that it closed at as the best available line. Minus 110 pretty much everywhere outside of FanDuel, minus 104. They've had a lot of the best lines that I've liked recently. Kind of strange. But also, BetMGM has a lot of the lines that I like almost all of the time, mainly because they've had softer totals. They've had softer, we're getting some pretty good K-props over at BetMGM as well. So if you guys want to sign up for that, go to the video description box below. Great stuff. Get my vacation kicked off right. Vacation, all I ever wanted. I had that in my head before we started this, of course, but only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. And don't worry, friends, if you do sign up over at BetMGM, I'm still going to be in there posting some cards because I can do the prize picks, I can do the underdog, I can do all of those great things over in Northern California. Looking forward to that very, very much, and getting out of here, getting a little vacation out of the way, because I haven't missed an MLB slate any single time Monday through Friday. Go recharge the batteries, mainly because we have NFL coming up very, very soon. Going to be doing some videos, some content for that over on Twitter/X/ whatever you want to call it. Going to be a lot of fun in the very near future. And hey, maybe some Lindy's locks in the NFL streets for 2023. But ended up with the Dodgers as well as a lock. If you saw on X that I fired that one up at Eric Lindquist, you can go follow me there. Great stuff. But we've got Wednesday. We've got baseball going the entire day. So while I'm traveling, I'm going to be betting. I'm going to be throwing some stuff together as much as I can. Firing it up in the premium Discord. Looking forward to it, of course, because what's a vacation without a little betting? It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. That's really all I have for you. Producer Jacob's here. He's excited to get away from me for 3 days, right? Okay. You're not supposed to nod your head yes. That wasn't very nice. Anyway, let's start the show. 15 games. Let's get to the picks. Let's begin our day with a play, shall we? Sounds great to me. We got the Halos. We got the Braves. Interesting acquisitions on the Angels side. We got one of them starting here, Lucas Giolito. He obviously gets the nod in terms of Ks, but a 10.4% barrel percentage in Atlanta in the dead heat of the afternoon. Just throwing this out there, probably not the best spot for a pitcher to be walking into. It's supposed to be 82, 83 degrees, so not the crazy heat you might expect, but humidity's up. Saying it's gonna be an interesting one. Gonna be interesting. Especially with Yanni Chirino starting on the other side of this. I don't quite understand what the Braves did at the deadline. They kind of stood pat for the most part. I don't know. Yanni Chirino's 45% hard hit percentage, 373 xWOBA, 295 expected batting average. The way I look at it, they must think Kyle Wright. A lot of these guys are going to be coming back sooner rather than later, I assume. They ended up sending Smith Sharver to AAA. Again, the Braves they're good, so hold it together. Birds of a feather now, but I would like to get an arm. A lot of other teams added an arm. Don't quite understand it. It's really all I have. These are not good pitchers. These offenses, well, the Angels one's revamped. I do like the Randall Grichuk addition. Better than a 100 WRC plus into this lineup, although you still have Taylor Ward on the shelf. And then, of course, CJ Cron, who I'm kind of a sucker for with the 513 expected slugging and the happy days of yore as a Twins fan when we had the Bomba squad and he and Nelson Cruz were hitting bombs, and then we got swept by the Yankees, so nothing mattered at the end. This matters, though. 10.5 is the total. Seems big, huh? Not big enough with these two pitchers on the mound. I bet Lucas Giolito runs into a bat or two. That is problematic with it north of a 10% barrel percentage in this humidity, in this ballpark, against this lineup. And then Yanni Chirinos is terrible, and the Braves, they kind of have that the Angels have that Shohei Ohtani character. He didn't go anywhere. They're going to unload the clip in some capacity. Mike Trout better get back soon. But over 10.5, pretty clear-cut like for me here in this spot. I've got it closer to 11.5, but when you're talking about a run differential this high, I don't want to tango too hard with it. Looking at a half unit, that is going to be it. This is almost like the Tigers are trolling baseball, right? Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound the day after he blocks a trade to the Dodgers. Also, whoever is running Erod's camp, there better be a very good reason that he didn't want to get traded to the Dodgers. One, they're the Dodgers. Two, they fix pitchers and do amazing things with them. And the fact they set them up for success and give them an opportunity to shine in the postseason, and then they get the bag after the fact. Does Erod think that he's not going to have his profile bolstered in LA? Does he like pitching in this cavern of Detroit and then he just doesn't want his arm to get utilized in the postseason? What are we doing here? Isn't the goal to win championships and make a lot of money? And you could have done both of those things in Dodger Blue more. But anyway, Eduardo Rodriguez is going to be on the mound taking on Mr. Beto. And I really have no analysis for this game besides Eduardo Rodriguez. It's all I can think about. I cannot wait for the questions. I want to hear why he would block this trade. I want to hear how he blocked this trade. I want to hear all the ins and outs of this, because this was probably my favorite story, not Verlander back to Houston. We all saw that coming. We were talking about that nonstop. CJ Cron did not end up with my Twins. That made me very sad. Twins, in fact, did Jack Diddley's squad. Or did the Yankees? Basically, the AL is going to go through Texas, going to go through Houston. They both did a lot of things. They threw all of their chips in the pot. If the AL Central would have a team that, surprises. But look at what the Phillies did last year. Phillies, they weren't expected to do a damn thing in the postseason, but when you have two great pitchers, it does a lot for you. Again, Erod, what are we doing here? I'm going to just bet on you against this Pittsburgh lineup. I think that's what it comes down to. Against left-handed pitching for the season, Pittsburgh, well, they had eject on a couple of players of theirs. They ended up trading out, Carlos Santana, G-Man Choi's gone. A lot of pieces that, as we go on, we remember all the K's Eduardo racked up together. That went a little low for my voice. Up to 7 Ks, guys. It's a lane. I'm thinking about what I want to do, but Erod, oh my God, you're wild, bro. Not a lot from this one. Wade Miley against Mackenzie Gore. Two southpaws dueling here. And Mackenzie Gore, 455 expected slugging, the 27.1% K rate. Yay for him there. Wade Miley doesn't have that. 16.7% K rate on the other side of this one, but he limits hard contact in a way Mackenzie Gore doesn't. 44.8% for Gore, 34.1% for Wade Miley, but I find these numbers to be pretty efficient, so I'm not sure I want to do a whole hell of a lot. And yeah, we just saw Milwaukee go out. They acquired a couple of different pieces here at the deadline, actually making moves, which I didn't see a whole lot of, but I suppose when you have Fastball Freddy, when you've got a window for Corbin Burns to be your dude here, you try to take advantage. And Christian Yelich, you're starting to see him come to fruition as a Brewer. It's a team that can go some places if he and Carlos Santana and William Contreras can really hold down the fort at the top of this lineup, because the back of this lineup is not good. Just throwing it out there. So tough for me to want to back Milwaukee at minus 125, but that's where I would be leaning in this direction. Of course, Heimer Candelario shipped out to the Cubs from the Nationals, so the complexion of their team looks a little bit different as well. Yeah, this is just kind of a wait-and-see approach. Not my favorite game to target. We got the Houston Astros taking on the Cleveland Guardians, and obviously they made a splash at the trade deadline. The Houston team did, reacquiring Justin Verlander and making the Cohen eat a lot of that money. Wild stuff. Steve Cohen thought he was just buying himself a championship, and what happens? Everything goes wrong after Diaz, just your best closer in baseball, ends up popping his knee, celebrating. Just wild stuff. This Mets season is one of the more insane. I would watch a 30 for 30 on this Mets season, especially after Justin Verlander getting shipped back to Houston. Oh, see, that doesn't work as well, and nobody's cheering for them. Tanner Beebe, though, I'm going to cheer for him to a certain point here, mainly because I like the K stuff, 24.4%. I like the 290 xWOBA, but a 16.3 degree average launch angle. I mean, for me, I just want Cleveland. Even though they're in the AL Central, they're going to play my Twins. I would love to see them beat Houston. I would like to see Houston fall on their face, even though I love Kyle Tucker. I love Yordan Alvarez. They've made me a lot of money. But there's one guy that I'm actually targeting that isn't one of these two lefties against Tanner Beebe. and it's going to be Yanner Diaz. I don't think people understand what this guy has going on in terms of splits. It's one of the more wild, untalked about things that you could ever possibly imagine. Get these splits. Against left-handed pitching, and this showed up in the minors too, by the way, so I want to say this is something that I expect could be continuing long-term. He is a right-handed batter. Against lefties, the 24-year-old only has 1 home run, 14 strikeouts, a 179 batting average, and a 485 OPS, 268 slugging, and then the expected slugging lower than that. It is abysmal. But against righties, and I repeat, Tanner Beebe on the other side of this one, right-handed pitcher. You got Yanner Diaz with a 302 average, a 599 slugging, a 915 OPS, and 12 home runs on the season. And sure, he's faced 162 righties and only 56 lefties. But I repeat, this split showed up at the minor league level as well, so I can't make sense of it. But the dude has a 915 OPS with 12 jacks against righties. I'm going to be backing that even against a guy like as good and talented as what I think Tanner Beebe is, mainly because of that launch angle, 16.3 degree launch angle. All of these being pulls for Yanner Diaz. He's not really hitting any Oppo tacos. I think this sets up as a very undervalued home run. I'm looking for better than plus 385, and I guarantee you we get it. Probably my favorite home run play out of all the home run plays. I believe I have 3 on today's card. I think this one is one you absolutely want in your pocket. We go from my favorite home run play to a parlay lock. Yeah, you heard what I said. You're damn right I said it. We are putting it together now. Birds of a feather now. Padres standing pat. Blake Snell staying with the team. They go out and acquire a couple of nothingness. It's whatever. Colorado Rockies, they traded out Brad Hanso, their guy, their main reliever, gone. Interesting choices. Again, you're not going anywhere. Colorado needed to retool, so I'm glad they got rid of Grichuk. I'm glad they got rid of Crone. And now, Brad Hand, give him the wave as he leaves the door. But Joe Musgrove on the mound against Kyle Freeland, and I will say, Joe Musgrove's been good. This is less of me wanting to go completely nuts against him. 276 xWOBA, 33.5% hard hit percentage, 24.3% K rate. But even though this Colorado team is not good in its current construction, they got Brendan Rodgers back. Ryan McMahon's there. Nolan Jones, Brenton Doyle, Elias Diaz. There's at least some decent hitters. And again, them keeping Jurickson and Profar, I guess the market just didn't want him, which I guess I understand, considering he has a 352 expected slugging. Just seemed like a decent enough vet to have around and some utility with the switch hitting prowess. So, I don't know, kind of a strange thing to me. But either way, it's neither here nor there because I'm looking at targeting Kyle Freeland in a pretty prominent way for a couple reasons. One, San Diego, everybody wants to say the narrative. They don't generate runs. They have been terrible. They're the worst team to back, period. That might feel true on certain days, especially certain days you expect them to smash. Like, I don't know, Monday night. They ended up starting that game late. Somehow, some way, they lose 4-3 in a game that should have been a shootout. You're playing at altitude, late at night, humidity after storms blew through, and nothing happens. Nothing. This is an afternoon baseball game. This is a lefty in Kyle Freeland who gives up power, 42.8% hard hit percentage, 13.8 degree average launch angle, just a 42% ground ball rate, and a 483 expected slugging with a 14.1% K rate. I'm telling you, if you cannot miss bats against the San Diego team, almost said San Francisco, that's whatever, looking at major problems. And Soto, left on left, doesn't bother me. Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, Gary Sanchez getting his platoon side, and Xander Bogaerts, that makes me excited, friends. Those 4 especially, I think at altitude, in this spot, having the trade deadline pass, keeping Blake Snell, doing all the things they've done to try to set up to make a run. And oh, by the way, they had the best record in baseball in the month of July. Nobody talks about that. Nobody gives a flying F about that. Actually, it wasn't the best in baseball. It was the best after the All-Star break. There we go. Big correction. Needed to throw that out for the people because otherwise it's going to get fact-checked, and I don't want that in the comment section. So let's put this in the comment section and smoke it. San Diego on the run line. Yeah, you're not getting the greatest value there at the minus 148 number, but the 11.5 total is a joke. You need to launch that to the moon now. This is going to close 12 or higher. Period. End of story. It's already at some 12s, at some different books. It's everywhere. But FanDuel Sportsbook, minus 148, along with 11.5 at minus 104. That's your parlay of the day, friends. And yes, 2 locks, but 2 plays from this one. Play them individually. I'm putting them together because the times that San Diego goes out and rocks here, they are really going to put the gauntlet down on Kyle Freeland and this porous Colorado Rockies bullpen that just hit eject on their best arm. God help us all. We're backing San Diego to score runs. This will be fun. Let's party, Garth, as we head to Seattle for a little afternoon baseball. Yeah, this is an interesting one in general. We got Mr. Logan Gilbert hosting. Him and the Mariners are going to set out a cup of tea for old Cutter Crawford. He's going to sit there with a 292 xWOBA, 24.5% K rate. Is it just me, or does not everybody love Cutter Crawford? I like him a lot, especially because Cutter throws a cutter. How is that not an enjoyable experience for everybody? It's his second most used pitch. I mean, the 4-seamer, 39.4% usage, Cutter 29.1%, but that's cool, right? And he's good. And yeah, he has a fly ball pitching profile, but that's mitigated when you show up here at this ballpark. Even though it plays more neutral for home runs, it's still a little bit below average compared to, some other places. But Cutter Crawford, how are we getting this long of a number? And I know it's mainly because Logan Gilbert's good, and you put these two lineups next to each other, sweet. But Logan Gilbert, 42.1% hard hit percentage, that's way north of that of Crawford. He's got a 405 expected slugging. That's identical to Crawford. 24.1% K rate, almost identical, a little bit below Crawford. And the 4.2% walk rate, awesome stuff, but 5.8% for Cutter Crawford. So, legitimately, this is close to the Spider-Man meme. And you get a way more lefty-heavy just screwing up team names. Red Sox, Boston side of this one. You get all of the lefties that I know and love there. Duran, probably a good bet to score a run in this one for all you prop people, but I added this one on the card instantly. Plus 116, great number to be getting here on the money line. Better lineup, equal pitcher, better bullpen. Well, no, it's a little bit behind Seattle, but either way, starting pitching, that's going to be what wins us the day here. He's going to be just as good as Logan Gilbert. Wild line to me. Plus 116, give me that. Give me that now. And Seattle, they kind of don't have a closer, so that sucks. The Phillies, back in Miami for another enjoyable festivities here. Nick Castellanos just went yard for anybody who gives a shit for Tuesday's games. I don't know why you would. This is for Wednesdays. But Zach Wheeler, oh baby, my friends. We're going to get weird here because this is Zach Wheeler in Miami. Braxton Garrett on the other side. 46.8%. Hey, the whole Wheeler chase. 272 expected batting average, 452 expected slugging. He does have a bolstered, nice, nifty 26.5% K rate and 4% walk rate. Friends, he's got to deal with this Phillies lineup that I know Miami went out and they made some moves trying to be aggressive, went and got Josh Bell. He'll probably be in this lineup, did some interesting things overall that maybe we weren't completely expecting. They get back Jazz Chisholm. They get back Avisel Garcia, which may or may not pan out for them. He looked healthier. 459 expected slugging through 50 batted ball events this season. 54% hard hit percentage. Just saying, don't sleep on it. This is Zach Wheeler we're talking about here, and I'm getting him at minus 130 in Miami. He is going to shut down anybody in this ballpark. He just is. What are we doing here with this number? This should be minus 155. I literally have in my sheet fair value minus 155. Do you know how good it is to get a 25-cent difference backing Zach Wheeler? I'm going to answer really good. And Braxton Garrett, not all that in a bag of potato chips, friends. Going to vacation, but before I do, Phillies, they are getting slammed here. My second favorite play. I like that San Diego and over 11.5 correlated play there that we're looking at. But this one, friends, this one joins the stratosphere up there with my favorite plays, and that's why we call it a lock unit on this Philadelphia money line. I thought about adding another half unit, but gonna need some money for that vacation. I guess there's a third lock on the card for today, because if you sign up at BetMGM, you're gonna guarantee yourself a W in multiple ways. Here's the first part. You're gonna get yourself exposure to another book, which is the most important part of sports betting. I know that might sound hyperbolic. It might sound like there's no way that's true, but I'm serious. If you're not betting the best number every single day, you're leaving money on the table, pure and simple. End of story, no discussion about it. So, you want to be signed up at multiple sports books, your FanDuels, your DraftKings, your Caesars, and yes, BetMGM. And here's number 2. You're going to get 2 free months of OS Premium Discord. That is myself, Eitan Shander, who's going to be filling in for me so admirably the rest of the week. We got my guy, Ben Raza. We got my guy, Isaiah Suarez. We got my guy, Mike, the MMA Master. Check out all of us in Premium Discord. You can ask us questions. We'll give you answers. We'll be interacting, kicking it. So many sharp people there. So little time for you to jump in. And hey, why not try it out for free just by trying out BetMGM? But the last part of this is your true guaranteed dub on the day. Here's how you do it. You simply deposit anything you want, $20, $50, $100, up to $1,000. And that first wager you make up to $1,000, if it wins, keep the money, run away. We go click the withdraw button, live your life, friend. But if it loses, you're still going to get that back in bonus bets from BetMGM. What an incredible deal. These are the kind of deals you want to take advantage and need to take advantage from sportsbooks. They're all vying for your business. They all want you to try it out. Let's make them pay $50 every day, or in this case, up to $1,000. My mama told me to pick the very best one, and you are it, you dirty double dish rag, only if you're 21 and over. And if you got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Out goes you. See, I had to find a way to tie that back in. I did it. Go me. Back to the picks. I never know what to do in some of these spots with Garrett Cole. Maybe it's a blind spot. I'm not sure. I don't think I've bet an entire Garrett Cole outing in months. I could actually look that up here as I'm talking through the analysis. I'm just curious. I think it's something that's probably true. But it's so hard to get fair value in some spot like this where you get the Tampa Bay Rays. And you know Garrett Cole can give up some power to righties, and you know that he's got some deals in this ballpark, but he's been good overall this season. 294 xWOBA, 27.3% K rate, 6.6% walk rate. Been more like Garrett Cole here of late, but that 40.1% hard hit percentage in a short porch ballpark like Yankees Stadium in humidity, I don't know. Just doesn't feel all that good. It doesn't feel good to flip coins with Garrett Cole against Shane McClanahan and this Tampa Bay Rays offense. Have they regressed a little bit? Absolutely. But overall, they still have a 118 WRC plus over the course of this entire season. A 192 ISO. They bring so many lefties to the plate that can create havoc, whether it's Brandon Lau, you got Luke Raley, you've got Josh Lowe. There we go. See, Brandon Lau, Josh Lowe. Figured it out. Go me. But either way, I'm feeling pretty good about staying away from this game entirely because McClanahan on the other side, he's had some high variance to his repertoire of late too. 41.3% hard hit percentage with a 393 expected slugging, which is a little bit higher than some of the elite pitchers in baseball. But he's still got that four-seamer changeup working, and it can be lethal, could just shut down anything. I just think it's a high variance spot with these two offenses. The Yankees getting back Aaron Judge, and Tampa Bay, what they've done every single time all season long. And yeah, even left on left, getting somebody like a Jake Bauers who might show up in this lineup, who has a 31.4% K rate, sweet. Still carrying that 567 expected slugging. So again, I expect Harrison Bader. I expect Aaron Judge. I expect Stanton to DH per usual. You got to find another outfielder there. It's either Billy McKinney, Greg Allen, or Jake Bauers, and he's been running so damn hot. It's like, he's so hot right now. Just throwing it out there. What in the world? Logan Webb is throwing a bullpen session? What? He's supposed to be on Wednesday's slate. He's going to pitch Tuesday for Alex Cobb, who apparently has a rumbly in his tumbly. All right, we got to get ourselves onto games that actually are getting bad and actually are doing, and I got to do something about this quick. Under 8, just a lean from this one, but stay far, far away. Unless Aaron Judge has some inflated prop because he's facing Shane McClanahan, and, well, he's been killing righties, even though he's a righty himself, but he kills lefties too, so we'll pay attention to that. Maybe props, but nothing else here. How about Daddy's Lock now? 7-3, top of the 7, 7-3, top of the 7. Suck on these nuts. Anyway, we're going to talk about the Baltimore Orioles and the Toronto Blue Jays, and my dog didn't like that very much. He's embarrassed as well. Producer Jacob is speechless. It's going to be awfully quiet in the comments section. The trolls come out at night. They love to come out at night, but they go into their little holes when Daddy gives great analysis, and Daddy gave great analysis. Plus 110, plus 105. Jam it, my friends. The Baltimore Orioles against Hyun-Jin Ryu. But we got Grayson Rodriguez today against Yusei Kikuchi, who just absolutely gutted my soul with that incredible outing that he had against the Dodgers. It's got me a little bit of gun shy here. You know, it's like going into the big ballpark and, you know, the first time you just, you know, you're 10 years old, you just go up to the urinal and you're like scared. You're a little scared. You can't tinkle and you're just nervous because there's so many people around. And nobody, just me. This is a really weird segment. So anyway, Yusei Kikuchi on one side of this one, he's been pretty decent over the course of this season. It's not that I'm going out of my way the way that I would last year when we just ran him all the way to AAA and got him shut down, and then he became a bullpen arm. It was great. Did the same thing with Jose Barrios, but he didn't go to AAA at any point. But Yusei Kikuchi, 25.3% K rate, 449 expected slugging, though, 42.5% hard hit percentage, and Baltimore has some righties, and I like them very much. Yeah, we're looking at all of the usual suspects, whether it's Ryan Mountcastle, Anthony Santander, who, you know, can do that thing. You got Jordan Westberg, who's hanging out, Austin Hayes. I enjoy that one as well. Can we get Jorge Mateo to start doing early season Jorge Mateo things? That'd be cool. And Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson against everybody. It's an enjoyable experience to be backing this Baltimore team at plus money all the time. And for whatever reason, the books just keep giving it to us. We're going to keep taking it and taking it. And Grayson Rodriguez, somebody got really mad at me for saying that he's not a good pitcher, because I just think that he hasn't been playing up to his potential. And they also said that he's had multiple great outings in a row. He had one good outing last time out. That's it. 50.3% hard hit percentage, 472 expected slugging, 9.8% walk rate. None of that I just said is good, but it's kind of similar to what you're looking at on the other side of this one with Yusei Kikuchi. Obviously, Grayson Rodriguez is a righty, but that's different. Just wanted to throw it out there that I'm pretty positive he's going to continue to improve with a 97, 98 mile per hour fastball and a changeup that looks like it should start playing more lively here at the big league level. So I want to be invested once again in the Baltimore side. And yes, going back to his game log, did he just have his first good outing in forever? 6 1/3 innings, only 3 hits, no homers or anything to the Yankees. Beautiful stuff. Makes me happy. But that's not why we're backing him. We're backing him because this lineup plus Adley Rutschman catching for anybody equals good stuff happening. Baltimore, plus money, running it back, but only for half a unit because this isn't nearly as good of a spot. Whenever I see this card, I'll get to that here in a second. You have no idea what I'm talking about. We're going to talk a little Inglorious Bastards coming up later. So, yeah, producer Jacob, he's going to very much enjoy this one as we talk a little Twins, as we talk a little Cardinals here, and we have no flippin' idea who's going to be starting here for the Cardinals. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. They just traded a bunch of dudes. We're not going to see a lot of them anymore. You're going to have to give the wave to Jordan Montgomery. They also just parted ways with, it wasn't Miles Michaelis, he was pitching today. Who was it that also just got traded? Oh yeah, Jack Flaherty. Good stuff, everybody. You now have Steven Matz and Miles Michaelis as your two best arms here hanging out. It's just got to be dark times there in St. Louis. Go use some money on some of those other dudes because you got a lineup. Goldschmidt, Contreras, Walker. Somebody that I'm not going to say the name of yet, because again, I want to bring it all back. I want to bring it all back to Inglorious Bastards. As for the Twins on the other side of this one, Joe Ryan on the mound. Tough spot for him, but he's been pretty good all season long. 274 ex-WOBA. I get a little bit concerned, even though the 29.6% K rate is there, looks nifty, looks lovely. You're also throwing in that 42.6% hard hit percentage, and it looks like it's going to be another hot, little busty day there in Boston. That's a weird way of saying that. Day in St. Louis. So we're going to be paying close attention to it, but that makes my play a little bit more lively. because it doesn't really matter that he's facing somebody who gets a lot of Ks because, well, he's going to strike out a lot anyway. But I am in love with Nolan Gorman. You look at some of the hitting profiles that he has against guys like Joe Ryan, who, again, 42.6% hard hit percentage with a 20.3 degree average launch angle. And Gorman with that 30.6% K rate. Normally, I would really like to target guys who don't strike out a lot against guys like this, but I'm pretty positive that with a 48.8% hard hit percentage, a 510 expected slugging, and crushing righties, and a 21.8 degree average launch angle, if he makes contact, it's gone. Period. End of story. That's the average launch angle is 21.8 degrees on that ball. So, Joe Ryan, I think he has a pretty decent outing, but this could be a piece of value. I want better than, I gotta find it. Load. Plus 365. Thanks for coming. Have a nice day. We got 5 games left. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we talk a little Texas, and everything's bigger in Texas, including what they're willing to spend on baseball players. Actually, they just make Cohen eat all of it. You got Justin Verlander going to Houston. You got Mr. Jordan Montgomery. And of course, Max Scherzer heading to Texas. So Texas Rangers, a very bolstered situation here. I have no flipping idea who's going to start on Wednesday because I know Scherzer is going to start on Thursday. That'll be enjoyable. And then on the other side of this one, you got Dylan Cease, the last remaining remnant of this trio. Actually, it used to be a quattro when you had Carlos Rodon there. Those were good days. But Dylan Cease, the last remaining, he's the last of the Mohicans. That's a decent movie. Wanted to find some kind of way to intertwine cinema. Oh, I forgot my Inglourious Bastards bit. Nolan Gorman. Gourmet. Guillermo. No. It's just a disappointing segment. I don't even want to talk about it. Texas money line's a lean. Gotta get a line. Alex Cobb is now heading to the bullpen to warm up Tuesday. I hate everything. Next game. As I frantically try to figure out what the hell is going on with the Giants this evening in a game that starts in 20 minutes. That would be great. Alex Cobb, Logan Webb. Alex Cobb, Logan Webb. We're not even there yet. I'll get there. I just want to tilt. Ow. That was stupid. It's like when I bang my elbow. Just hitting my own head. It's got to feel like what it's like to be a Cubs fan most of the time. You had 1 year. Everybody said I would sell my soul for that 1 year, and a lot of you were screwed because you're going to have nothing happy after the fact. That's for sure. Apparently your buyers, though, Heimer Candelario, he's a real game changer. He's not. Brandon Williamson, though, on the mound for Cincinnati. Drew Smiley, he's just being Smiley with a 20.7% K rate. Does limit hard contact, 34.2%. 19.3 degree average launch angle, though. It does launch up into the atmosphere. And a 9.5 total here. I think that tells us what we should think about Brandon Williamson on the other side as well. And this Cubs lineup, I don't want to completely besmirch the good name of Heimer Candelario, even though he hasn't been exactly good this season. A 242 expected batting average, a 37.6% hard hit percentage. It just so happens he kind of stands out as a guy for Marcus Semien in previous seasons, especially his first year in Texas before this year, where you saw very weak contact, but was still finding ways to survive, finding ways to be effective. It's interesting seeing the Candelario pickup and seeing that would change anything. I don't really see it. Patrick Wisdom's way better. I'd much rather play him. But as it stands right here, Brandon Williamson, sitting with his 363 xWOBA, 17.8% K rate, probably a pass all the way around in this one, wouldn't you say? Hey, I just may. Lay by the bay. I've done that bit too much. But Brandon Williamson, the one thing that he is that I do kind of want to target is home run prone. 18.3 degree average launch angle for the lefty, for the southpaw, and Patrick Wisdom going to be buried at the bottom of this lineup, but somebody that I might expect to jump up a little bit higher than normal in the aftermath of some of this and just what he's been doing lately. Dansby Swanson. Dansby Swanson is wake me up inside. A little evanescence has come into his life because he's starting to find that pop again. Emperor's New Groove. Again, that's not a good Disney movie, but I feel pretty confident that you're going to see him move up in this lineup. He's the guy who's locked and loaded with that contract that he got after smashing in Atlanta for 1 year, even though he was like a top pick from Vanderbilt. But Dansby Swanson, he'll go yard for us against Williamson because he is that guy. He is that dude, and he would never disappoint me. Also, do you believe in fate? As I was typing it out, he hit a home run. Just saying. The Tuesday to Wednesday. And everybody knows what happened Tuesday is going to happen Wednesday. Alex Cobb is starting. Mother effer. 3 games to go. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as you know exactly what game we're playing here, friends. It's the Kadai Senga game. Hey, it's been a pretty brutal game for most of the season. But Alec Marsh on the other side of this one does have a 24.8% K rate. He's somebody that they're going to try to develop there in Kansas City. And, well, that's about all I have to say about that. We obviously know that the Mets, they unloaded everybody. Verlander, Scherzer, this was a lost year. And Kadai Senga could have been that glue as the third guy in that rotation. Would have been a pretty nice rotation for the Mets if they could have had a closer, if they could have had a better first month of the season, if they could have just avoided the injury bug in so many capacities. But Kadai Senga, 29.1% K rate, 334 expected slugging, and as I've said before, 11.9% walk rate. That is a hefty number, but he's 30 years old. He's pitched in not the majors. He's pitched in professional baseball over in Japan forever. He's got a 3.56 expected ERA, 3.17 actual ERA. He's been very, very good at actually pitching. And when you get these spots, like he pitched 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, and somehow only had 5 strikeouts against the Nationals, who, again, are a tough team to target. They've really found a way to avoid strikeouts against righties. It's pretty wild. I'm looking at them, this Kansas City team, as not the same thing. We want to be targeting them to the moon and back. Kansas City, 23.9% K rate against righties, 80 WRC plus. Yeah, Kadai Senga, one of the top pitching options for all of y'all playing the DFS, for all of y'all looking for somebody to back in your year-long leagues, because again, well, Kadai Senga isn't available, but I don't even know why you trade for him now. It's August 2nd. But Kadai Senga up to 7Ks? Yeah. Get me involved in this one. I'm interested. We go from Senga Genesis to I have no idea what is going on with the San Francisco Giants. And if you've heard my other segments, you've heard me tilting about this for the last 15 minutes, or for your reality, like 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I've had to bitch to producer Jacob because I'm very, very upset. Alex Cobb was sick. They had Logan Webb warming up, but now Logan Webb is the starter here, which makes me a little bit curious. Did he just have a full bullpen session? I'm going to need to look into this a little bit further because I am floored. My lean play, though, I have no idea who's going to pitch for Arizona. There's actually not even a remote lean. They're going to have to call somebody up from AAA or start somebody from the unknowns because, well, I really don't know who's going to start here. If you know who's going to start here, let me know in the comment section. But I don't think you're going to know until I know. And you don't know what you know until you know it. San Francisco, -1.5, just a lean. Last game of the night, let's get there. I do have a play from this one, but like we had yesterday, being Tuesday, Wednesday, we have no line here available because, well, everything is insane here on the Oakland side. They don't announce their starting pitchers till the morning because they're competitive. They're not competitive. We ended up on the Dodgers -1.5 as your second lock on the board here. Hopefully they can join the pants party, party in my pants that Baltimore started. Whoo! 7-3, top 8, 2 on. Let's go. Yeah, but the Dodgers ended up opening at -146 on the run line, and I was more than happy to lay that because Ken Waldichuk is terrible. And Lance Lynn, we're going to have some fun watching that one tonight. That actually starts in like 15 minutes, so I'm going to get myself the heck up out of here. But as it stands here, Tony Gonsolin on the other side of this one, pretty decent pitcher. I think it ends up being Hogan Harris, though, the lefty for the Oakland Athletics. Not announced, that's why it says TBD. Yeah, you know me. Will Smith hasn't hit a home run since the 7th of July. It's been dormant for the young man, but you know what? He had an elbow issue that it sounds like got fixed up, and he had been DHing there for a while. They've been using Austin Barnes here in a lot of capacities, but had to check his throwing arm because apparently that was hurting him, and he's a big deal. He's a big deal to this lineup because he brings a lot of righty pop. It's just that it hasn't been there in any kind of a pronounced way over the course of this season. And you can just see that in the surface numbers, although an 862 OPS, a 474 slugging, not completely obsolete here. And you look at some of his splits against lefties, a 937 OPS and a 551 expected slugging, over 100 points higher against lefties than it is against righties. So Will Smith, the home run, seems like a good bet. Yeah. 5 homers and 69 at-bats. It's a pretty ridiculous ratio so far this season. So much so that it might be my second favorite home run play on the board, even though Dansby Swanson just hit a second one. And we all know that whatever happened yesterday happens today, right? That was a joke. I don't want anybody to get that idea. Will Smith home run, though, looking great. Anything better than plus 320. Plus 320. We're going to get that there in LA. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays on the... My light was off the whole time. I just noticed that now. Let me know all your favorite plays on Wednesday's slate. I'm probably not going to be paying attention to them because I'm going to be on vacation, but I'm going to have some bets in the premium Discord. I'm going to bet everything tomorrow morning before I leave. Make sure that I double check that board as these lines get released, because again, we're past the trade deadline. Talked about a lot of the ins and outs about what certain teams did. Left some of it out because again, you don't give a shit. You know already what happened. You know the broad strokes, at least that is. But check out BetMGM, great stuff. You can sign up for them in the video description box below. And as I said before, you got Eitan Shander, my dude. Give him some love. Hit that like button on his videos for the rest of the week. One of the hardest working guys I know in this industry. Yeah, is he batshit crazy? Absolutely. But you know him. You love him for it. And all you parlay people, you're going to enjoy yourselves because he's a wild man. Thank you to producer Jacob, especially for the Will Smith joke on the way out as I head out to Monterey. Going to be great stuff. I will see you all on Monday. Yep. Monday, I'll be back in-house. Enjoy yourselves. Bet responsibly. Do all the smart things, friends. Until next time, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Wednesday.